Welcome, curious viewers, to another mind-boggling episode of Evil Exposed, the Darwin Awards, where human ingenuity meets its match against common sense. Today's tale is one that will make you cross your legs and wince, a story of a man who took cutting ties to a whole new level. Hold on to your hats and your valuables as we dive into the details. It was a chilly December night in 1997, in the quiet town of Fairfield, California, when 48-year-old Alan Hall found himself embroiled in a bizarre and gruesome incident that would leave locals stunned and police scratching their heads. The scene was set at Hall's brother's house, where Alan lived in his trailer parked out front. Little did anyone know that the events about to unfold would become the talk of the town. Alan Hall, a man with a troubled past, had seen more than his fair share of life's darker side. His history was peppered with run-ins with the law, drug possession, drunk driving, and a particularly dark chapter in 1983 when he was convicted of voluntary manslaughter for the death of a woman who taunted him about his sexual inadequacies. But on this night, it wasn't his past catching up to him. It was something entirely different. The night started innocently enough. Alan met a woman named Brenda at a local gas station. She was 42, white, about 5'7", with brown hair and dressed in a white blouse and navy blue jacket. The pair struck up a conversation, and Alan, perhaps feeling lonely, invited Brenda back to his trailer for a bit of company. It wasn't long before things took a more intimate turn, and the two ended up having sex in the early hours of the morning. But this story doesn't end with a simple one-night stand. Around 3 a.m., as Alan lay in a post-coital haze, Brenda allegedly began talking about revenge, though the details of her motivation were unclear. With a sudden, swift motion, she pulled out a razor-sharp hobby knife and, in an act that would make any man cringe, sliced off Alan's penis at the base. Brenda then fled the scene, leaving Alan to deal with the aftermath. 8 hours later, Alan was found collapsed on the front lawn, bleeding profusely and in a state of shock. Paramedics rushed him to North Bay Medical Center, where surgeons valiantly attempted to reattach his severed organ. Unfortunately, the damage was too severe, and the reattachment surgery was unsuccessful. At first, Alan told police that Brenda had attacked him, sparking a heated manhunt for the woman. The description was clear: a 42-year-old woman, possibly driving a brown Ford F-350 pickup truck. But despite the detailed description and the urgency of the search, Brenda was nowhere to be found. The police were left wondering, how could a man with military training and a history of violence be so easily overpowered? Rumors swirled that Alan might have been using drugs, which could explain his inability to defend himself. But as the investigation unfolded, more details about Alan's life emerged, painting a picture of a man haunted by his past. Psychological evaluations revealed that Alan had suffered mental trauma during his service in the U.S. Navy during the Vietnam War, leading to blackouts and alcoholism. His ex-wife described him as a pack rat who lived a transient lifestyle, moving from place to place in his mobile home. It seemed that Alan's life had been one long, troubled journey, culminating in this tragic and bizarre event. Then, the story took an unexpected twist. After days of searching, police finally located Alan, who had driven off in his pickup truck, taking his trailer with him. When questioned again, Alan made a shocking confession. He had cut off his own penis. Yes, you heard that right. Alan Hall had inflicted this horrific injury upon himself. A voice stress analyzer confirmed that he was telling the truth. Why would someone do such a thing? The police were as baffled as anyone. In a press release, Lieutenant William Gresham stated, "At this point, there is no evidence that a crime occurred. The case is being reclassified as an injured person report." Alan's story, which began with a wild tale of revenge, ended as a bizarre self-inflicted injury. And as if the story couldn't get any stranger, court records revealed that Alan Hall worked as a pipe fitter. The irony was not lost on anyone. Here was a man who spent his days working with pipes, yet ended up severing his most important one. And so, what have we learned from this rather sharp experience? Perhaps it's that some tools should never be used in a moment of madness, especially when you're working below the belt. We can only hope that our friend Alan found a less painful hobby after this. Thanks for tuning in to Evil Exposed, the Darwin Awards, where bad decisions meet their razor-sharp consequences. Remember, folks, think twice before you take matters into your own hands, especially when sharp objects are involved. Until next time, keep it safe and keep it smart.